tutorial part, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make homemade paper, and hopefully you can make a little book just like this from bits and bobs that you've got around your house. So what you'll need is we need a box or a bucket filled with a bit of water, which we'll use to make the paper. We need a jug of water, some bits to decorate, so you can use things such as leaves, glitter, extra bits of paper, even little like wrappers from like Quality Streets if they're a bit shiny. We need a Declan mould, a tea towel, a sponge, a cloth, some paper which you can use just regular paper and cut it up, or shredded paper, and a blender. If you don't have a blender, that's okay. You can make the pulp in a different way, which I'll explain in a minute. So for this, you will need a Declan mould. So you can buy these online, or you can make one, which I've made here, which I use 2 picture frames which are the same size, and then I've used a wire mesh from a sieve, but you can use things such as mosquito netting or really fine netting which you might use to cover vegetables. What you need to do is use a flat edge and put the netting on top. Make sure it's safe, so I secured it with a staple gun and then covered it in gaff tape just to make sure that I didn't hurt myself. And then we'll use this to make the paper like this. So we're going to have to make the pulp now. So you're going to use your shreddings or your pieces of paper and a blender. If you've not got a blender, that's okay, it'll just take a little bit longer. You'll need hot water and something to store your shreddings in, and then leave it for about 3 days. It should have pulped up and you'll be able to use it to make paper then. If you've got a blender, fantastic. What you'll need is approximately 3 handfuls of shreddings that will go in, and then we're going to add some water, and hopefully that should make enough to make the pulp. We'll just add them in and then top it up with water so it's all covered. It's not going to break your blender. Of course, not forgetting the lid. And then if you turn it on, it should hopefully. There we go, so that should be nice and pulpy now. So if we open this up and have a little look, you can see it's all sort of gone all foamy and all soft, and it's all mushy. So what we'll do now is we'll take it over to the box and we'll put it in. There we go, and then we want to stir it around, check the consistency. So you'll want water in there before you put the pulp in, which you'll want to be a little bit deeper than your Declan mould. So depending on the size of the frames, depends on how much water you'll want in there. For me, it was probably about 2 inches of water, and so it's slightly bigger than the frame, which means that you can fully submerge it. So the next step is we're going to put the Declan mould into the water, and we're going to start making our paper. So here we go. What you want to do is you want to put it fully under, shimmy it around a little bit so you can see that the pulp is all resting inside, and then you want to pull it up when you've got a nice even layer. It'll look a bit strange to start with, but that's okay. You want to shimmy it and give it a little shake and a little move about to try and get any excess water off. Maybe tip it slightly so you get the water to drain off. And there we go. And then we want to take it over and put it probably on a towel so you don't get your table all wet. There we go. Perfect. So now what we want to do is we're going to try and take all the excess water out of the paper. So you're going to remove the frame so it's all nice and flat, and then take a cloth. I've got similar to a J cloth, so it's nice and smooth. You just want to place it on top and push it down, which may sound a little bit funny. That's what you want to do. Next, you're going to want to take your sponge and press on it to take all the water out of it. You might have to stop regularly and squeeze your sponge to get out the excess water. This is fantastic, and it will make the paper a lot quicker to dry as well. There we go. Can you see all the water coming out of it? You can see it as I squeeze. There's water. Fantastic. You've got this side in, which is fantastic. We're just going to flip it over so you'll be able to see the paper now through the mesh, and you're going to do the same again. You're just going to press on it and use the sponge to take up the water so it is nice and dry, well, as dry as it can be. And now the moment of truth, we're going to lift up the frame. There we go, and the paper should sit perfectly on your J cloth. So the next step is trying to get your paper off the J cloth. So you want a nice smooth surface. If you've got a smooth table, that's fantastic. Or if you're going to want to move it in the drying process, a bin bag is a great idea. So if we take it over to the bin bag, we're going to flip it over. so it's face down. Now this is the moment of truth. You're going to slowly peel back your J-cloth, and it might be stuck just like this one is. Just going to use your finger to slowly push it off the edge. You might have to do it a little while, and then hopefully it will begin slowly but surely. You can start peeling back your J-cloth, and there is your first piece of paper. So I've shown you now how to do a plain example, which looks fantastic, and you'll end up with a really nice piece of paper that you can write on. But you can always add extra bits in, so things that you found while you've been out on your daily walk, different bits of plant or different leaves that you found. You can add coloured paper, you can add glitter, you can add string. Anything that you find that your mum and dad say is okay to add, you can add pretty much. So if I show you an example, I will add some leaves. So we're going to do the same again. We're going to take our Declan mould and put it into the water, making sure that we've got all the pulp all moving around. And then we're going to lift it up, and we're going to pause at this point whilst it's in the water still. We're going to grab whatever we want to add to it. So this one I'm going to add some leaves to. So here we go, we just add them in. So it's still nice and wet still. So the leaves will stick, and that'll be really good. So it's good to have these all prepared so it's easy to just add them in. But there we go, when you've got your finished look, then you pull it out. We're going to do the same again. Give it a little shake, get all the water out, give it a tip to pour any extra bits off. And we're going to put it over on our towel again. And this time we're lifting the frame, and we'll get the cloth again. And you're using the sponge, we'll slowly bring out the water again. Which is really good, because then it's a lot quicker to dry, because it can take a little while to dry. And then we'll flip it over, do the same on the other side with the mesh. And then pull the frame up again. There we go. Then we'll go over to our bin bag, we'll flip it, and then slowly peel it. Oh, we'll do the edges again. And hopefully it will peel off. There you go. Oh, this one ripped, which obviously is not ideal, but it happens. If this is the case and you don't like the look of it and you want to start again, you can just put it back in the water, rub it between your hands, and it will go back to pulp, and you can use it all over again. There we go. So once you've got your paper done, you'll leave that to the side. It can take a little while to dry depending on how warm the room is, how humid it is. So the paper here that I've made, this took about a day and a half to dry. So there's all different versions. So there's some with glitter in, some with little words that I've written and put on, different plants, different things, different coloured paper. For the different coloured paper, I just cut up some coloured paper, put it in the blender with some water, and added that to my mixture. So then you've got like a pinky pulp. So this is really lovely. So now to make the book, what you're going to want to do is cut it so it's all the size that you want. So they don't all have to be the same. The book I made earlier, we've got some pages that are a lot thinner, some pages that are shorter, some pages that are wider, and that's okay because it's your book. It can be however you like. And you'll cut them and then use a hole punch and then tie them together with some string.